Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to Podium Pop. My name is Celine.
I'm Grace.
And today we are doing a little bit different of a video as normal. Normally you see us posting our video format of our podcast, but today we are doing a little bit of a visual representation on a fun little fan theory. A lot of the fans know this theory. It's a pretty well-known one, but this is us kind of breaking it down. This is basically a theory of how Alex Albon's appendix led to the caused Lewis Hamilton to switch to Ferrari. Now we know Lewis, bless his heart, has a lot of reasons to switch to Ferrari.
Yeah.
We do break those down in our podcast episodes, so definitely go check those out if you haven't yet. This is just a fun theory.
We're having fun.
We're having fun. Don't yell at us. We'll cry.
It's all for laughs.
It's all for laughs.
We never take life too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is.
Yep. So we're going to do a quick little breakdown, go through the timeline, the events, which leads to the big reveal February 1st, 2024. But let's go back in time a little bit. We're going to go all the way back to 2022, the Italian Grand Prix. 2 practices in, Alex Albon starts feeling a little bit of a tickle in his tummy.
Maybe a bit more than a tickle.
Turns out his appendix has to come out. Now this is the start of a very long journey we're about to go on.
Long chain of events.
Gracie, if you want to start it off, but what happens when they announce that Alex's appendix has to come out?
First thing that happens, obviously he goes to the hospital to try and get better, get his surgery, get it out. Nyck de Vries. This man takes over for Alex. He competes in the 2022 Italian Grand Prix.
First ever Formula One race.
First ever Formula One race. He had 1 practice session in, he had qualifying, and he had the race. He did great.
He qualified in 13th.
He did.
First race, qualifying in 13th. Amazing.
That's for a rookie?
For a rookie?
Yeah.
It's good. Not only does he qualify in 13th, he comes in 9th.
9th place. In a Williams.
And that's important to note. In a Williams, in 9th place alone, impressive. In a Williams, in 9th place, in your very first Formula One Grand Prix.
All that pressure.
All the pressure.
Amazing.
So now, Nyck de Vries is Dutch, and just so happens to be really good friends with our buddy Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen, the golden boy of Red Bull, as we all know. He convinces Nyck de Vries to call Helmut Marko, who governs both AlphaTauri and Red Bull, and say, hey, I know that there's going to be a spot available when Pierre leaves. Could I have that spot? Why don't we just call Helmut Marko up?
What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen? Well, he does. He calls up Helmut Marko, says, please give me a spot on the team. And you know what? Boom.
In the AlphaTauri for the 2023 season.
Everyone has super high expectations. We're like, this guy just came in out of nowhere.
Yeah. And
he's already in 9th place in Williams. What can he do in an AlphaTauri? And what can he do with some proper training, preparation? They literally decided that he was being put in the day of qualifying is when they announced it. Or maybe the night before qualifying.
For Alex's seat.
He had 24 hours to get ready to go. Very quick turnaround. And he was amazing.
He did great. Except for when he didn't do that great.
It's really unfortunate.
He had a bit of a downfall. He couldn't match with Yuki in the races. In the beginning of the season, he not once out-qualified Yuki, and he not once scored points.
Any points in the first 10 races.
Yeah.
In an AlphaTauri. After he came in 9th in Williams, no points. He also crashed multiple times, which is expensive. Those are expensive errors to make. Not all of them are his fault, but a lot of them were. And he never made it out of Q1 other than 3 times. Now keep in mind, Q1 you have to literally be the slowest 5 on the grid.
Yeah.
And out of all 10 races, he only got out of Q1 3 times.
For a Red Bull sister team, that's not going to fly.
It's not going to fly.
So you know what they did? They said, Nyck de Vries, I'm so sorry you are out. Daniel Ricciardo, he was a reserve driver for Red Bull. They said, we're going to bring you over. AlphaTauri, you've got a seat. Bada bing, bada boom, you're driving for the 2023 season.
Second driver in an AlphaTauri of the season so far.
Yep.
Now, Daniel Ricciardo, he's probably feeling on top of the world right now.
He's back in a car after the McLaren debacle. Mm-hmm. He's feeling good. He's ready to race.
He doesn't do great. Now keep in mind, he hasn't been in a car for a long time.
It's been a while.
But he does come in 13th in Hungary. Not bad. And he comes in 16th. Not the results they're looking for. Not the worst thing. But don't worry, guys. He has plenty of time to prove his worth.
Summer break's coming. Mm-hmm. He can practice. He can train. He can get in the sim. He can do all that to improve for the second half of the season.
He has nothing to worry about.
On top of the world.
Everything's fine.
Except we are in Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. Mm-hmm. Friday, practice session. Oscar Piastri unfortunately crashes into the wall. Oscar, he's okay, but Daniel coming fast around the corner. He sees Oscar very last second. He says, I can either crash into Oscar, injure him probably a lot, or I can hit the barrier. Kind Daniel Ricciardo hits the barrier. Unfortunately, he forgets to let go of the steering wheel.
Rookie mistake. I've never been in a Formula One car, and I know when the steering wheel starts spinning around and you can't save it, you let go of it.
It happened so fast, though. It happened so fast.
Let's give him a break, but it was very unfortunate. He was so excited to come prove himself, and then, he breaks his hand. He's out for a majority of the season. He doesn't even come back until Austin. So, who are they going to bring in? They're out 2 drivers so far. Who's going to come in and save the day?
None other than Liam Lawson.
We love Liam Lawson.
We love him.
He is a rookie. Never drove a Formula One car before. But he comes in with something to prove.
He's also been in the Red Bull family for a while.
Yes. He said, this is my chance. I'm going to capitalize on it. And he does. So it starts out slow. His very first race in the Dutch Grand Prix when he takes over for Daniel after FP2, he comes in 20th. He spins out.
It's okay.
It's okay. It was a rainy race.
Actually, it was very rainy.
And it was his first race. You can't expect a miracle. Mm-hmm. You can't expect every rookie to have a Nick DeVries moment. You know how that turns out. But in the Italian Grand Prix, a year after the whole Alex Albon's Appendix situation happens, he finishes in 11th.
Great.
Much better results.
So close to points. Mm-hmm. Then we get to the Singapore of it all.
Singapore of it all is when it starts getting a little crazy.
He is a star that shines. Mm-hmm. We're in qualifying. We're in Q2. Max Verstappen, clear to go in 10th. Here comes Liam Lawson down the grid. Last couple seconds of Q2. Boom. Faster time than Max. Knocks him out. Max is in 11th. Liam in 10th.
When I tell you that this was a pivotal moment, it was the moment. It was the moment of the 2023 season.
You unfortunately had to be there.
You had to be there. Liam Lawson, rookie, very first year, only 3 races into his career, knocks out the reigning world champion in a Red Bull. Obviously, Max is upset. Who wouldn't be?
Look at him.
He's upset. He's sad. But he's a good sport to the media.
Yeah.
Now, this, again, continues the ripple effect. So, Liam knocks out Max from qualifying. Not only does he knock out Max, he also out-qualifies Checo and Yuki. Those 2 aren't surprising.
Fastest Red Bull driver.
He is the fastest Red Bull driver. This is a lot of implementation.
I don't know what word.
Implications.
Is that a word?
It has a lot of consequences.
One more time.
It has a lot of consequences.
A lot of consequences. First one being, Mr. Carlos Sainz qualifies for pole position in Singapore.
Now, keep in mind, Red Bull has won every single race of the season up to this point. They do go on to continue winning every single race. That's beside the point. So, for this race, everyone on the grid knows that this is the moment. Max is all the way back in P11. This is the chance that if anybody's going to beat Max and beat Red Bull, this is the week to do it.
You got to try.
Carlos is on pole. He said, you know what? I'm going to do it.
This is my moment.
I'll handle this. Don't worry, guys. I got this.
I got it.
And you know what? He does.
He did.
Amazing race by Carlos.
He led almost the whole race.
Mm-hmm. Very strategic calls. He is doing the Ferrari strategy from the car.
Giving Lando DRS to keep the Mercedes behind them.
Currently, it is Carlos in P1, last lap. Carlos in P1, Lando in second, George Russell in third, and Lewis in fourth. Disaster strikes for the Mercedes team.
What happens?
So, I'll explain it. Last lap, they're going around a turn. Lando's in second, George is in third. Lando,
very close together, by the way.
Very close together. It's a very close race. Lando just little nudges the side with his tire, the wall with his tire. Little nudge. Doesn't shake him a bit. He keeps going. But George is following his racing line. George hits the wall a little harder, shakes him a little bit, and he just drives straight into the wall.
Boom.
He looks like he doesn't even attempt to turn. He just goes straight forward. That causes Lewis to go from fourth to third, putting him on the podium. Now, when he's on the podium, is anybody there to celebrate with him from Mercedes?
We don't see anybody from Mercedes.
Not one single Mercedes mechanic are out there. They're all too busy helping George out of the wall.
And you know
preoccupied.
What? How many members are on that team? Thousands, they say. From what we could see, not a single person showed up for Lewis. So you know what Lewis said? First of all, he said, man, where is my team?
It was heartbreaking.
And it was very heartbreaking. And then he said, you know what? I see my buddies over at Ferrari. Let's go celebrate. Ferrari's cheering him on. They're saying, great job. This was amazing. They're loving it.
Ferrari was cheering just as loud for Lewis as they were for Carlos.
They were.
Which Carlos should have been a little suspicious about.
Now that we're saying
Carlos should have been like, hey, wait a minute. What the hell's going on?
What's going on here?
But, I mean, Lewis has a relationship with Ferrari. The CEO of Ferrari absolutely loves him.
Been trying to get Lewis at Ferrari for many years.
He has an existing relationship with Fred, the team principal for Ferrari.
He does.
He drove under Fred in F3 or Formula 3 and Formula 2 in 2005 and 2006. Won with his team.
Yeah. They stayed friends for a while.
Yeah, they see each other all the time. They talk all the time.
Fred himself says we talk every race. We've kept that friendship alive.
So Lewis he's looking around. He's saying, wow.
Where's my team?
Where's my team? But you know what? I know where my team is.
I can see my team.
They're standing right in front of me.
They're just in red.
And that's what causes Lewis Hamilton to decide, you know what?
2025? I'm going to Ferrari.
I'm going to Ferrari. And that's what he does. He announces it by accident on February 1st, 2024, that he will be driving for Ferrari in the 2025 season. There's been hints. There's a lot of Easter eggs dropped in the second half of the season that maybe this was happening a lot longer than anyone suspected. But it took the world by storm.
Everybody's talking about it.
Everyone's talking about it. And
you don't know Formula One? You're talking about it.
You're talking about it. To think it all started from this man's appendix.
What's it going to do next?
What's it going to do next? Alex Albon, if your appendix even tries to talk to me, turn around. I'm not talking.
I'm not letting that appendix hold my drink at the club.
No.
Nope.
No. That appendix will cause a lot of issues with your drink.
A lot of issues. And you know what? What is this going to cause next?
There's a lot of things. You know, if 2025 Ferrari win the World Championship, it's all Alex's appendix
fault.
His fault.
All back to the appendix.
It always comes back to him.
So many.
Who knows what other things that'll cause? A Ferrari 2025 championship? Maybe that means that they drop Charles and they bring in Max. And Max wins. It could be a million things.
Wait a minute, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Max and Lewis on the same team, but that team is Ferrari. A lot of things could happen from this. So next time you get a little tickle in your tummy, think about what that could cause.
Yeah.
It could cause the biggest switching of teams in Formula One history. Thank you for watching. We really enjoy doing little videos like this.
It was fun.
It was fun. Definitely follow us on all of our social media. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter.
We post every Monday for our podcast. We do a video format on YouTube, and we post on Spotify as well. Go ahead and subscribe. Follow our podcast. Give us a thumbs up. Give us 5 stars. We'd love to see it.
Comment below.
Yeah, let us know what you thought, how you liked the video. Once again, we obviously know a lot more than Alex Albon's appendix has led Lewis to joining Ferrari, but we're having fun.
And again, this isn't our theory. This is a well-known fan theory. This is just breaking it down in a visual format so you can see what the story is. But we definitely want to know your thoughts. Do you think this could cause more things to happen? Do you think that there's anything that we missed in the timeline? Let us know.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.